And we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Build the Future Showcase. Good evening. My name is Timon Kokoszka. I'm calling you from Poland, and as you can see in just a second over here. Yes, that's my name and that's my title. I'm leading Google for Startups programs here at Google. It's a huge, huge privilege to be your host this evening. This is a very, very special night because today is live finale of our Startup School Prompt to Prototype program in India. This program is powered by Scalar and supported by our incredible ecosystem partners, Meiti Startup Hub, DPIIT India, AI Impact Summit, and NASCOM. But to be fair, it is truly powered by you. You amazing, curious builders who started with simple prompts and through experimentation turned ideas into working prototypes. And thank you for your curiosity and for being with us here today. I had an amazing time leading the whole team that brought this program to life at Google. India was our very first edition, and I have to say, you absolutely made my year. I've watched this startup school come to life over November and December, and wow, what a community you have built together in such a short time. Thank you so much for showing up, for the endless discussions, questions during classes, and for the great insights you've shared on LinkedIn. But now let's set the stage for the finale. Here is what we have lined up for you tonight. Over the next hour, we'll start by rewinding the journey. So we'll share a quick ecosystem update along with some coolest stories that came up of this prompt prototype program. Then the time comes for what everybody was waiting for, right? We will watch the live prototype demos from our top 5 finalists and hear directly from our judges as they break down what stood out and why. And to close the night, we will celebrate the prototype that rose to the top based on judges' evaluation. But please remember, tonight, it's not only about one winner, but there will be just one winner, but it's all about how far every single one of you has come, the ideas that took shape, and the learning that came out of every submission. I hope you're going to still learn something new, maybe watching those new prototypes and demos. Let's get into it. So a quick moment to rewind and look back at the journey of this prompt to prototype. This initiative at Google started with one simple question. What happens when founders treat AI not just as a tool, but as a collaborator? Can we create a new archetype of founders? We call them builders, who understand that idea literacy, not code literacy, is the new currency of innovation. And over these 2 very, very, very fast weeks, we walked together through the essentials of prompting, ins and outs of Gemini Toolkit. We have learned how to do deep research. We have learned how to use Notebook LM, not just to learn new things, but to use it as a sparring partner for a founder. And then, as French would say, a crème de la crème, we moved to AI Studio. AI Studio, very powerful playground where most of you built, iterated on, and finally deployed amazing prototypes. This program was designed to empower anybody who wants to build, to move faster from idea to execution. And what you will see tonight is the result of this journey. Now I wanted to take a look at some interesting numbers. So I just want to say there's a lot of you. 90,000 people signed up for this program across whole India. It's amazing. I'm in shock. But 6,000 did 100%. Diligently watched all the lectures, solved all the assignments. This kind of commitment showed the depth of learning up across this cohort. And I know that many of you certified learners are here with us. And you spend more than 2 hours on average just browsing the learning platform, downloading new elements, new materials, and new resources. That's really nice. What was your feedback? Well, this is what you said. You can take a look, read from the slide, but I personally love the words of Vandana, and I fully agree. Yes, English, and actually many, many more human languages. These are the languages of AI, not C++, not React. It's English and other human languages. Vasundhara says her builder brain is buzzing. Well, I hope this is really a testament to us that we indeed created this new archetype of founder called the builder. Once again, I think I read most of your feedback, insights, and all the personal stories on LinkedIn. Truly the best ending of the year for me. really, believe me. Do you want some more fun facts? We have some more fun facts and numbers for you. So it really rarely happens in programs like this that the last session is the best rated one. But you know what? I think this means only one thing, that you are hungry. You're hungry for knowledge, for skills. You treat this program and this opportunity from Google very seriously. You don't want to shelve your project. You want to see it live. You want to deploy it. And huge kudos to Suraj for delivering such a great lecture on deployment. Next one up. You have completed almost 300,000 tests, assignments. I feel like we became like the busiest university on the planet during these 2 weeks. And a special highlight for the state of Andhra Pradesh. I hope I pronounce it correctly. This was a trailblazer state with more than 12,000 registered users from there. I haven't been there yet, but for me now it's a must visit to see a place with so many curious builders. I hope on the chat you can also write down if you are from Andhra Pradesh. Right now, let's focus on tonight's main point, your prototypes, okay? We call this evening Build the Future. I want to pause for a moment and look what actually came out from the project. Over the December, you have sent us 1,600 working prototypes built by learners across all states of India, spanning tens of distinct themes. We saw you folks tackling healthcare access and diagnostics. We saw builders rethinking developer productivity. We saw teams working on education, on finance, everyday problem solving. The range was incredible. And exactly as we hoped, what really stood out was not what people were building, but why people were building. And we saw prototypes that reduced friction for doctors, helped students learn more intuitively, simplified developer complex tasks, unlocked creativity for non-technical users, right? Every single prototype told a story. Each one reflected a problem someone genuinely cared about. And the competition, of course, it was fierce, very fierce, believe me, 1,600. From all these submissions, tonight we're going to spotlight 5 standout prototypes. Those are the best, rose to the top. They were innovative, they were thoughtfully executed. But before presenting those, these are different ones on the screen. They didn't make to the final 5, but we loved them. They were really impressive. So even though you're not finalist, if you see yourself here on that map, I want to congratulate the authors of those. I hope you are with us here tonight. It was really impressive, almost in a top 5. Okay, as we move to the showcase, remember this. Tonight isn't about just one winner. It's about celebrating how far this entire cohort has come. Okay. Phew. I think that's a rewind. Now it's time for the headliner, the showcase itself. Let's talk about how tonight's gonna work. So each of our 5 finalists will present a 5-minute video walkthrough of their prototype. You will see those prototypes in action, solving real problems. After each demo, our judges will come out to the screen and share their insights, feedback, and evaluation. They will score each prototype based on innovation, execution, real-world impact. These are the elements that they're looking for. And the scores, there will be 1 score for whole prototype from 1 to 5 with half points allowed. Okay, so we're going to see demo, insights, feedback, scores, and we move to the next one. We will update the leaderboard as we go, and by the end of the night, we will have our top prototype emerging at the top of the leaderboard. Hope it's clear. Showcase like this deserves very thoughtful perspectives and experienced eyes. So joining us today, actually tonight, are the leaders who work closely with builders, startup founders, shaping products at scale. Let me introduce you to the first judge, Abhimanyu Saxena, co-founder of Scalar. He has built one of this India's leading education companies with a strong operator's mindset. Hello, welcome, good evening. Hello, awesome, you're with us, fantastic. Next one up, we have Kartik. You probably know already Kartik. Kartik Padmanabhan, developer ecosystem lead for India. He works across Google's developer platform adoption, partnerships, and engagement at scale. Hello, Kartik. Good to see you.
Buddy, looking forward to an exciting evening. Thanks.
Absolutely, thank you very much. Next one up, Omar Sanseviero, lead for developer experience at Google DeepMind. He works at the intersection of product, engineering, research, and community. He leads a global team dedicated to empowering developers to build the next generation of AI-powered products. This is the man behind AI Studio, I might say. Omar, I know it's very early. It's probably like 5 a.m. over there in California. Thank you so much for finding the time, waking so early and being here with us.
Hi, y'all. Thank you.
Fantastic. Good to have you. And last but not least, my teammate, Ragni Das, a head of Google for Startups in India. From co-founding Leap Club to now leading Google for Startups in India, Ragni has been shaping how founders and women professionals grow in India. Ragni, hello. Good to see you.
Very nice to see you, Timon. Very excited to be here and so excited to see the prototypes.
Fantastic. What a team of judges. I thank you so much for being here tonight. All of us, give us one more wave, and we're grateful for your expertise and insights. Now is a time, I think, to hear and to move to the heart of tonight's showcase. I hope you are ready, judges, and you all watching are ready. Let me introduce you to the teams and the problems that they are set out to solve. Okay? So the first prototype, that is a finalist. It's called AI PharmaX. Okay, it's an AI-driven system. We're thinking how pharmaceutical drug repurposing decisions are made. Now we're going to see a 5 minutes walkthrough to this prototype, and then we're going to hear from our judges. Let's roll the demo.
I'm Dia, and I'm a computer science and engineering student at NIT Surat, and I enjoy building practical AI driven prototypes. I got started on this idea while exploring how AI could be used beyond simple chat or automation, especially for problems that involve a lot of fragmented information and complex decision making. When I looked into pharmaceutical research, one challenge stood out to me very clearly: drug repurposing. It is one of the fastest ways to bring therapies to patients, but deciding whether a drug is worth repurposing still takes months of manual work. Teams have gone through clinical trials, patents, market data, and research papers all across disconnected tools. The issue isn't lack of data, it's the lack of synthesis. That's what motivated me to build AI PharmaX, to help teams answer one key question faster: should we pursue this drug or not? This is AI PharmaX. Drug repurposing workflows today are fragmented. Clinical patent and market insights are analyzed separately, and synthesis is manual. This leads to slow and uncertain go or no go decisions. AI wasn't added here for automation, it was needed for reasoning across domains. AI PharmaX uses Gemini through Google AI Studio as the core reasoning layer. Gemini analyzes text heavy research, compares signals across domains, and generates structured outputs that can be visualized and reported. This kind of parallel cross domain synthesis isn't practical with traditional tools. That's where generative AI fits naturally in this problem. I also use Notebook LM to understand and structure reference material while designing the workflow, Gemini's image generation to create the project logo, and VO to support visual and video storytelling. Let me show you the prototype in action. We start with a simple research prompt: analyze metformin for potential drug repurposing opportunities. From the user's perspective, this is a single question. Behind the scenes, the system decomposes it into multiple specialized analysis. Each agent focuses on a specific domain: clinical trials, patent risk, market size, trade feasibility, and public research sentiment. Gemini acts as a reasoning layer that synthesizes these outputs instead of treating them independently. After the result has been done generated, we see the overview tab. The overview is the most important output in the system. In one screen, decision makers immediately see clinical readiness, patent risk, commercial attractiveness. This helps teams decide whether deeper investigation is justified. In many cases, this alone can replace weeks of early stage analysis. Now, if the signal looks promising, teams can drill deep into specific dimensions. The clinical analysis aggregates trial maturity and safety signals across studies. Instead of manually reviewing hundreds of papers, the system provides a structured, evidence-backed summary. Here we have the different tabs, the clinical and data tab, the patent and IP, market trade, and web intel, along with the necessary graphs in order to understand the whole situation clearly. All of these insights are then synthesized into a structured innovation strategy report. The report includes an executive summary supporting visuals and domain-wise findings. It's designed for real decision making, not just AI output. This can also be exported as a PDF and shared with the R&D leadership or strategy teams. Once we click on the download PDF button, a PDF is generated and it can be saved on our system locally. The impact of AI PharmaX is speed, scale, and confidence. Early stage drug repurposing evaluations that typically take 2 to 3 months can now be completed in minutes. This represents up to 90% reduction in research time for initial feasibility analysis. Teams can evaluate more repurposing candidates with the same resources and identify high-risk paths much earlier before significant investment is made. This enables faster, more confident go or no-go decisions in pharmaceutical R&D. AI PharmaX turns fragmented pharmaceutical research into clear, explainable, and decision-ready intelligence. By combining agentic AI reasoning with structured analysis and visualization, it enables faster, more confident drug repurposing decisions. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. That's what I'm talking about. Like pharmaceutical drugs repurposing all with the help of AI. That's crazy. That's crazy good. I'm really impressed by the first one. We started really strong, but I'm just here a host. I want to hear from the judges, and we're going to have probably a time for like 2 comments from 2 different judges for each demo. Let me start maybe with Kartik. Kartik, what you like about this one? What stands up? What is to improve? What do you think?
I think I just saw the impact numbers in the last slide. That's very, very impressive. I think the speed to which you can market, because the pharma is a very complex industry, and if this can streamline and bring in efficiency, and the impact numbers was presented can be done, it's pretty impressive. My advice to the team is to see if they can move very quickly and figure out 1 or 2 drug verticals, and then actually get some quick feedback how it's working, and then see how they can scale eventually after that.
Thank you. Very insightful. Let's ask now, Abhimanyu, what about you? What do you think about AI PharmaX, like the use of AI, how it looks, feels, how applicable it is in the potential real R&D business?
Right. No, I think it's pretty obvious that it's a very elegant problem space. A good solution here, the kind of impact it can drive with faster drug discovery, faster repurposing of existing drugs. Like overall, the impact on the whole world it can have is immense. Apart from, of course, the monetary value and the business value that it can derive if executed well. If I put myself in the shoes of course, it's a B2B enterprise product that a large pharma company could use. It's not something that you or me as an end consumer are going to use. And if I put myself in the shoes of a large pharma executive who is evaluating how I could use, I think while this tool could be very powerful, at the same time, with great power comes great responsibility. Right. So I think founder giving the builder of this company or the founder putting some more detail on that, how is it addressing the safety? How would it make sure that any hallucinations could be cross-referenced, cross-checked, and eventually there's a human verification layer as well. Ensuring, I think it's an interesting multi-agent ecosystem where one agent might be checking whether this particular drug has what is the patent checklist versus what is the fitment for a particular disease. In some scenarios, there could be conflicting signals that agents are giving. So what is the orchestration layer which will make the best choices? I think these few areas would make it an unstoppable product for big pharma.
I absolutely agree. Thank you for the thoughtful insights, and I love the Spider-Man reference with a great power. Very, very, very good remarks. I fully agree. So maybe let's go to the judging actually, and let's hear your scores. Okay. Let's start with maybe with you, Abhimanyu. Like from 1 to 5 with the half points allowed, what's your score for this prototype? Oh, we cannot hear you. So I just see 4.
I said 4.5, a solid 4.5.
Okay, that's very, very strong one. Okay, let's go to Karthik now.
So mine is 4.5 too.
Okay. Omar, how about you?
Mine is 3.5.
3.5. Thank you. And Ragni?
I'm going to agree with Abhimanyu's point on responsible AI, so it's a 4 for me.
Okay, it's a full 4. Thank you very much. I think I have my helpful elves in the back end preparing the leaderboard. I think, yes, it should be over there. Okay, we have the scores over here. Let's roll up the next one, which is going to be RepoMind, a Gemini-powered tool that helps teams understand and navigate code bases instantly. Let's roll the demo and let's hear from the judges.
Hariharan, and I'm the finalist for Build the Future Showcase. And this is RepoMind, a browser-based RAG tool that drastically reduces the time it takes to onboard onto any new code base. We have all been there. You clone a legacy repository, and before you can write a single line of code, you need to spend hours, sometimes days, wandering through the spaghetti code and outdated documentation just to understand how service A communicates with component B. And that is what RepoMind solves. Instead of gripping your way through the dark, RepoMind lets you chat with your code base directly. It's a retrieval augmented generation pipeline powered by Gemini API to turn your code files into an interactive knowledge base. Let me show you how it works. So you enter RepoMind and you need to log in with your Google account. Once you have done that, it will take you to your dashboard. Let me import a new repo. So here we have the repo. Let me get the URL. And I pasted the repo's URL here. When I click Create Notebook, the application goes through each and every file, analyzes them, performs a code metrics, and creates a vector-based knowledge in the background. Now we can ask our chat any question. How is the distance calculator? And now what in the background happens is the AI goes through all the files that are available in the code base and understands how the distance is calculated between each and every point, and gives us a detailed output of how and what are all the variables and exact equation that is being used, including citations of it. In this file, this is returned, and which file has where the code is. What's happening here is pure Gemini 2.5 flashback. First, the client-side logic chunks your source code using a 2000 character window length. We send those chunks to a text embedding model to generate vector embodies. When I ask questions, we perform a cosine similarity search right in the browser to find the most relevant code blocks. Finally, we feed these relevant code snippets into Gemini 2.5 Flash, which acts as a software historian to synthesize the answer. It's fast, cost-effective, and surprisingly accurate. And we even added an audio briefing feature for on-the-go updates. This uses Gemini's native audio modality, not just text-to-speech, but generate audio directly from the model. Why use AI for this? Because manually passing thousands of lines of code to build a knowledge graph is impossible at scale. You need a model with massive context window like Gemini to hold the mental model of the entire project in memory. That is the only way to deliver the level of insight. RepoMind isn't just a tool. It's an onboarding accelerator for senior engineers. It's a documentation writer. For juniors, it's a mentor that's available 24/7. Prior to this tool, understanding a repo was week-long headache. With RepoMind, it's a 5-minute conversation. I'm Hariharan, and this is RepoMind. Thank you for watching.
This was indeed RepoMind. I liked it. Okay, I'm not a coder, I gotta say. I'm not a coder, so I think I understand what that was. So I'm actually gonna ask first for the one judge for feedback who is not a coder as well. The last time I checked, Ragni, you are not a programmer. You are not having a lot of code bases. What do you think? Do you think it's useful? How did you like the prototype? I'm wondering about your thoughts.
Yeah, so I think first of all, great demo. The audio briefing for me was a big differentiator. I think using Gemini's native audio is to essentially turn a repository into a technical podcast. I think that's a big, brilliant idea, especially for non-coders like you and I. I also love the role versatility. I think he's managed to build a tool that pretty much acts as a mentor, whether you're a technical founder or a non-technical founder. I do have two technical concerns though. I think number one is the memory usage. Since you're building vector knowledge base strictly in the browser, I'm actually afraid it could crash because of high load. Second is the 2000 character limit that he has. Complex logic is usually spread across files, right? So if the retrieval process basically misses a crucial chunk, AI can provide incomplete answers. But I think if we solve for scaling that, this is a very, very powerful tool. And really, congrats to the team to build this in 2 weeks. I think that's phenomenal.
Thank you, Ragni. So you're impressed. I'm impressed. I'm fantastic. I want to hear now from Omar. Omar didn't share any insights yet about the prototypes, and this is definitely his field of expertise. Omar, what did you like about RepoMind? Do you think it's a useful prototype? The way the author approached the problem? Let's hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I think it highlights the capabilities of the current models, right? We just shipped Gemini 3 a couple of weeks ago, and one of the main capabilities there is significantly improved coding understanding. So that's very interesting. Similarly to showcase embedding models running directly in the browser, that also showcases like how powerful these tiny models can be. So I think in general, as a prototype, it really helps highlight which are the capabilities of the latest models. My recommendation, though, I think there are many different open source solutions around coding understanding, and I think here there's an opportunity to differentiate a bit. So, for example, maybe the approach should be not just in chatting with documentation or doing like this kind of retrieval, but rather having some kind of more proactive output. So let's say that maybe you can have some automatically generated wikis or maybe some onboarding tour experiences or something like that, right? So I think there are some opportunities here to differentiate the product a bit more versus other existing solutions here. But yeah, super excited about this one.
Cool feedback. Thank you very much, and I hope that this is like I think the author had a great opportunity to hear feedback directly from DeepMind about the potential paths how to work further on this one. Thank you very much. Let's hear about your scores then, and we're gonna go again in the same order so that it's easier for us to note down the scores. So Abhimanyu, what's the score for this one? We didn't hear.
I would go for a 3 for this one.
Okay, that's your choice. Okay, Karthik, how about you?
I will go a little bit higher. I'll go with 3.5.
Okay. I understand. There is some pattern here. Omar, how about you?
I will go with 3.5 as well.
3.5. Okay. And how about you, Ragni? You loved it.
It's going to look like I'm just following suit, but I'm a 3.5 too.
3.5. Okay. Very solid. Very specific for code bases. Okay, I'm going to check if we have the leaderboard up to date. Yes. We have it over here, 13.5 points for RepoMind. Okay, we have 3 more to go. Let's hear the next one, which is Design Vault. Design Vault moving on to design an AI platform bringing objective intelligence to early stage product design decisions. Could be something useful for prototypers. Let's roll the demo.
Every crafted product is $1 million bet because expensive decisions are coming before evidence exists. Whether it's a handbag or a chair, the journey from sketch to prototype goes through the subjectivity trap, a maze of founders' vision, fragmented signals, unorganized market research. The impact is devastating. Huge losses due to material wastage, delayed time to market. Hi, I'm Supriya. In my 15 years of experience designing digital systems and now as the founder of a quiet luxury brand, I have seen this pattern repeat itself countless times and across industries. Thus, introducing you to Design Vault, a deterministic visual intelligence for physical products. So you can take actions when decisions are still reversible and before committing to production. So let's see how this works. Design Vault is a visual design guide that helps you determine what works in your design and what doesn't. You can start by simply uploading an image, a sketch, or a CAD render. Use camera or URL for more context. I'm considering a prototype which is popular in the market. When I click on Analyze My Design, you can see these telemetry lines, giving us live action of what's happening behind the scene. You can see it has highlighted us with some market perception signals, what's working for this design, and most importantly, it has highlighted a huge risk that this design is a derivative aesthetic. It's also given us some pointers on mechanical refinements. At this stage, I would also like to talk about the UI of the tool. It is intentionally designed to what I call as editorial tech, where it takes the brilliance and the intelligence of AI, but showcases it in a very approachable and consumable editorial format that's easy on the eyes and not overwhelming. The language is intentionally kept to be objective, and it's only made to aid human judgment and stays within the guardrails of legal and responsible AI. You can save this report to access later. History is always saved on the local storage. When the same product is tested, you get the same output. It shows us the deterministic properties of this tool. When this interface is used to evaluate a medical prosthetic, the system changes its evaluation lens. It's no longer fashion and beauty, but engineering precision. Here, it has highlighted an improvement area, which is a disconnect between human ergonomics and aesthetics. How does it do this? By using a principle called as thinking budget, where it deliberates on its own response before providing with an answer. The idea is to not give a faster response, but to give one which is made for that product and for that user. How it works is a section where it tells us the pillars against which the response of the audit is always generated. Under the hood, the audit engine is powered by Gemini 3 Pro. By using advanced multimodal reasoning, it transforms unstructured visual input into structured intelligence via deterministic JSON outputs. We leverage the Google Gen AI SDK and project-level AI Studio keys to ensure every audit is reliable. The entire system was developed in a matter of days using prompt-to-prototype workflows with Gemini Code Assist. Gemini acted as a senior developer, helping us scale the system and refactor complex logic, while at other times acting as a team member, taking instructions to stay strictly within our tool's requirements. Our front end utilizes React 19 and TypeScript with Tailwind CSS for a polished high-fidelity UI and Vite for optimized bundling. We integrated the browser's Media Devices API for real-time image capture. Finally, our backend architecture relies on Node.js serverless functions deployed on Google Cloud Run. Design Vault provides deterministic output, image to complete analysis, thinking budget for digital deliberation, responsible AI by design, industry-grounded evaluation lens, and local storage to secure design IPs. Design is an instinct, and production is a commitment. With Design Vault, we ensure that it is never accidental.
Thank you for this one. I hope I'm back on the screen. Yes, I'm back on the screen. Okay, it's so hard to watch the demos and not being a judge because I want to say so much because I'm impressed. I have some ideas what could be that better and so on. It's really hard to be a host, believe me. But we have judges. Luckily, we have judges, professionals who can do this for us. So this time, Kartik wasn't saying anything in such a long time. So Kartik, you're going to be the first one to provide some feedback for Design Vault.
Sure, Timon. So this is very nicely done, Supriya. Congratulations. So I think the use case is a lot. It can cut across many industries. So I see huge potential for this particular application or an app which can cut across and also be able to deliver a quick turnaround for people who want to design whatever they want to design in their particular industry. The only feedback I want to give you is that I know you've been able to build it in a short time, but for it to last the utility value, you should also be able to help them get the bill of materials or the approximate costing based on the material or the type of things which has been used for the design, right? Because they need to look at the overall costing and the viability of this particular design. So that's something which we may want to incorporate into this product.
Great insight. Thank you very much, Kartik. I'm going to ask now Omar for feedback because I see that there is a lot of multimodality over here. We're analyzing the images and so on. So I wanted to hear your thoughts about, is this the best use case for the latest models? How do you perceive Design Vault?
This first of all, congratulations, great presentation. I think the tool has many novel ideas. I think it's a very creative application. One recommendation, so of course we have all of the multimodal understanding, but we also have multimodal generation. So there was this section in which you were recommending which improvements for the tool, which is great, for the object, for the thing that is being reviewed. And I think there's an opportunity here. So let's say that maybe the model knows something looks clunky. It should not just tell me, it should show me. So for example, there is Nano Banana, which can generate images and can edit images as well. So maybe they should be even more proactive using the editing capabilities and turn this from a diagnostic tool into a creation tool. So help you create or fix the objects, if that makes sense.
I love it. Not just diagnostic, but actually creation tool that has some products in the end using the multimodal outputs. Love that feedback. Let's then cast your votes, dear judges, because the winner can be only one. Sorry. Let's go with our traditional order. Abhimanyu, what's your score for this one?
Timon, you are putting me on the spot all the time, but
yes, that's the order. I mean, this is because your name starts with A, so that's natural.
Fantastic. So this is a great concept. It gets a solid 4 from me.
Okay. Kartik, what about you?
Yeah, same here. So I truly liked what I saw. So it's a 4 for me too.
Okay, fantastic. Omar?
It's also a 4 for me.
Okay, you're very, I don't know. Okay. Ragni, what about you? 4?
I spent 2 hours testing this prototype in and out. I think big use case for me. It's a full 5 on 5, no notes. I love it.
Okay. Fantastic. I have the scores over here. I see on our internal chat we should have 4, 5, total of 17. That's a strong so far. Let's go and do the next one. I wonder how our participants who watch this all live, maybe you can drop in chat your scores as well as an audience. I'm going to take a look in the chat in a second. But Now we're moving to the next one. 4 out of 5. Now it's time for WonderComic. Something tangible, something nice. Very creative AI experience, turning children's curiosity into interactive comic-based learning. I loved comic books as a kid, so let's see how it can be turned into learning. WonderComic, let's roll it.
Naturally curious about the world around them. So they ask hundreds of why, what, how questions every day because that's how they learn. Parents aren't always around, and even when they are, explaining things in a way kids truly understand is hard. Most answers end up rushed, oversimplified, or forgotten. The way adults explain things doesn't always match how kids understand. And while most kids spend more time these days on screens, like mobile or laptop, the most content they consume is passive. They watch, but they don't create an understanding. This creates a gap between curiosity and learning. Hi, I'm Naveen, a software engineer building small products, and this is a prototype that helps kids turn their question into simple comics, a companion always available that helps kids explore their question through simple visual stories that make learning enjoyable and memorable.
This is my prototype WonderComic, and I'm gonna give a walkthrough of it. So currently we have 5 characters, custom characters that the kid can select from while asking any question, and this character will be used in the story generation to explain the answer in a way that the kid can easily understand. And we also have suggestions for the kid to select from, and this gets changed on each page load, so it's not constant. And also we have this comic collection option where we store and show the previously generated images and the questions that the kid have asked. And we also show that if a topic was already generated, we show that information and ask them if they want to still go ahead and create a new storyline, or if they can watch it even if it's from a different character. For example, this is related to sleep. I have a different character now because this was bit, but I'm using Sparky now. And if I give sleep, then we would just show that it's already created. Do you want to go ahead and create a new one, or if you want to read the old ones? So the old ones also, we have 6 to 8 uh, comics, like 8 panels where we show the comic story explaining the answer. And also we have a play movie option where it's like a YouTube
I feel so sleepy.
it's like a YouTube video. The kid can watch it, and also if they want, they can download it. And there is no restrictions on what kind of questions they can ask. It can be health, it can be mathematical, or it could be anything like behavioral or anything. And we would create a story based on that particular topic, and then create a storyline based on that, so that it will be easy for the kid to understand. For example, the kid might ask, why do we have to eat, or eat food? And this will create a storyline and then generate images, verify if it's correct, regenerate if required. And we're using Gemini for all of this. Currently, like if you think of it, before 3-4 years this was not possible, because the questions that the kid can ask could be like anything. It can be random, and we cannot put it in a set of rules. So it would be hard for us to build a product in this way. But with Gemini, it become easy, so that creating a storyline, understanding the question of the kid, and creating a storyline, creating the images, verifying it became easy. That it is like a fun tool for a kid to learn, to feed their curiosity. So it's possible now with Gen AI. Now the comic has been generated. So the question was like related to food, like what do we need food, and we came up with like a comic style story to explain why we need food. So the kid can go ahead and ask any type of question. We would create the stories like this. And we also it also does it like math questions, like addition, or subtraction multiplication. For those, we have a different kind of story creation which will be used to generate the answer, and it'll be easy for the kid to understand. So the story for addition was created, and the character which we choose was Professor Hood. So the story is based on that, and this is addition. Here also, like the verification part is very mandatory that we are not over creating the objects. Whatever was in the script should be there and they might. So all of this are done by AI. Gemini APIs are helping with that.
So to summarize, this prototype helped kids turn their questions into simple visual stories that they can create for themselves. Instead of passively consuming answers, they actively build an understanding. For kids, this means curiosity is rewarded, not ignored or rushed, and they don't have to wait for adults to be available so that they can shoot their questions. They will have a companion 24/7 to answer their questions when curiosity hits them. For parents and caregivers, it means learning doesn't have to pause when life gets busy. Our goal is simple: to make every why a meaningful learning moment. Thank you.
And thank you. I liked it a lot, and I like how different the prototypes are, how they're tackling so many different themes, and I like the UI over here. But it's not about me liking or not liking; it's about judges. But thank you guys on YouTube. I went to YouTube, I chatted a little bit with you, and I saw scores even from our participants on YouTube. Here, Abhimanyu, you said I'm taking you always and asking first. Okay, now I'm going to ask you again for your feedback this time.
No, I think, of course, all the participants, all the folks here have built something amazing. But I really loved this one. As an education entrepreneur myself, I think learning through stories is something that sticks so much more. As a kid, of course, I'm sure all of us loved the comic. Often I got an earful from my parents that you are not studying, you are spending all the time on comic. But it's so beautiful to see that now kids can study the comic and also learn at the same time. So all the great parts, I think Naveen has done a fantastic job, even how he has implemented it. One more thing that could make it even more powerful is if Naveen, you could also make it two-way interactive. Imagine that I'm not just consuming the story, but now I can also interact with it. Maybe the place, the story line evolves as I interact, ask questions, ask it to do something. I think end of the day, a learning platform is all about how engaging it could be. And we all know that games are the most engaging format. So I think comics are great. Games could be, super powerful. So great work. Very glad what you have built. On score, should I go with my score as well?
Not yet. Let's hear first other feedback, and then we will get your score. I like the idea of going interactive as a game. We have a Genie also where you can create your own worlds. Maybe this prototype will evolve further with our tools to actual game. Ragni, I know your passion for education as well, and just wanted to hear your thoughts about, is this the best way to educate through the entertainment? What did you like or didn't like about this one?
So I think first things first, using Gemini Flash to QA the images against the script is Naveen's killer feature. Most Gen AI rappers end up skipping this, and I think that solves a big problem in edtech, as Abhimanyu would know, it's accuracy. So I think very, very good job building this. I also have some suggestions. I spent a lot of time on this demo as well. But I think number one, 0 to 5-year-olds can't really type. So maybe like a big, massive microphone button so you can ask your questions verbally. I also think parents is a segment you need to think about as you build this and want to monetize this at some point. And of course, like whatever guardrails you want to kind of build around it, because it is a product you're building out of India. Number two would be generating scripts, images, the validation. It takes at least 30 to 60 seconds. A 3-year-old is going to close the tab, right? So you need some sort of a loading buddy like we used to have as kids when the internet wouldn't work, right? So, or have a mascot kind of talk to the kid or play a game like Abhimanyu said. I think that is something that I would add. And third is a slightly wild idea, but then What if the AI keeps the child's face consistent? So the kid becomes the main character in the story and is even more excited to, kind of play this. Or create like maybe a permanent AI buddy, kind of like what the folks at Emomi have done. Also, they were on Shark Tank. You should look them up. Um, I also feel like kids build like an emotional attachment to consistency. Peppa Pig is a great example. So that is maybe a few things I would love for Naveen to consider. But yes, TLDR, I do also very, very much like this.
Thank you. I need to cut you, Ragni, now because we have just a little bit more time and we have still one more big prototype to show and selection of the winner. But thank you. That was very thoughtful, very long, good feedback. Fantastic. Thank you. Let's hear from the judges. And of course, the traditional order, Abhimanyu, you go first.
Super. No, I really loved it. It's again a good 4.5 for this one.
4.5. Okay. Next one up, Kartik.
I'm a bit on the lower side. I would go with 3.5.
3.5. That's good. That's good. Omar, you're?
I'll go in the middle, so a 4.
A 4. And Ragni?
I'm going high up with 4.5 as well.
4.5. Quite strong. Thank you very much. And people, we have just one more. Okay, but let's take a look at the scores. First, 4.5, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 16.5 total. Let's hear and see the final prototype, which is Orbital. Finally, Orbital, an AI-powered operating system. Can you imagine the whole operating system designed to help founders go from idea to execution in one place? Well, idea to execution, that reminds me something, our program actually. Let's see how Anand actually tackled this program and what this whole operating system is all about. Let's roll the last demo.
Juggling 100 different tools just to manage your project.
Hi everyone, I'm Anand Karthik, founder of Orbital. As a founder, my biggest problem wasn't lack of tools. It was decision fatigue. My metrics were in Stripe, study in ChatGPT, contracts in PDFs, and marketing scattered across tools. I was constantly switching context and losing speed. So I built Orbital, a founder operating system that doesn't just show data. It understands my business needs and tells me what to do next. Hi everyone, I'm Anand Karthik and this is Orbital. We built Orbital to solve the biggest problem founders face today, tool fatigue. Today, a founder needs a spreadsheet for finance, a dashboard for analytics, ChatGPT for strategy, Canva for design, agencies for marketing. It's chaotic, it's expensive, it's slow. Orbital replaces all of that with one unified high-fidelity operating system that takes you from idea to exit all in a single interface. Idea validator. Founders have ideas every day and most of them are bad. So let me show you how Orbital saves months of building the wrong thing. For example, here is an idea. Shola, a new age tin can cola brand. Bold blue, clean silver, a refreshing challenger entering a market dominated by chains. The idea validator acts like a ruthless VC partner sitting behind you. It scores the idea on feasibility, viability, desirability. If it's weak, it tells me why and what to pivot towards. And that pivot suggestion isn't generic paragraph. It gives you the exact direction to make the idea fundable. Trend Hunter. Now instead of guessing, I submit my idea to a trend hunter. It shows emerging micro trends, blue ocean gaps, viral momentum patterns, content agents used by top agencies. In less than a minute, I know whether my idea aligns with the world or fights against it. Strategy deck. This is where real planning begins. I asked Gemini 2.5 model to run a live SWOT analysis and competitor breakdown. Orbital instantly structures everything into a single, clean strategic board. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, major competitions, no formatting, no slides, just strategy. Roadmap. And now I know exactly what to do next. The roadmap engine tells me what to prioritize first, what to delay, what brings the highest ROI, what's blocking the growth. It's like having a product manager, growth consultant, and strategist all in one click. Persona tester. Will my copy actually work? I don't guess. I simulate my audience. I select skeptical CTO or Gen Z fitness consumer, paste my copy, and Orbital behaves exactly like them. If the persona doesn't care, it tells me why. If they don't trust it, it shows the objection. If the value isn't clear, it forces me to fix it. If I convince the AI persona, I can convince the real human behind it. Coming to the creative studio, now let's save some time. Instead of hiring designers, I built everything here. First, I generate a mockup for the Shola can. Then I create a landing page design, and finally a logo, all in minutes using Gemini's image engine. Coming to Photo Studio Agency Replacer, let me show you my favorite part. I have a model photo holding a product, but I want her holding my product. So I simply upload the photo, select the product swap, choose my Shola can, boom, instant, create new, no photo required. Or maybe my original photo is boring, I drop it to style remix, choose a cyberpunk aesthetic, and boom, a digital agency worth of output in seconds. Pitch deck generator. Now it's time to raise some money. I type Shola, NUH Tin Can Cola Company. A clean 10 slide pitch deck outline, bullet points for every slide, visual prompts for the designer, and the narrative flow investors expect. I'm investor ready in minutes. Finance view, the heartbeat. Finally, the heartbeat of the company. Finance view. No spreadsheets. Just real-time clarity. What is the burn rate? What is the runway? Cash flow? MRR? Profitability? Crystal clear, automatically updated, and always investor ready. There are some other powerful tools Orbital also includes. They are social connect. You can schedule posts across platforms, SEO engine, generate long form articles, optimize for ranking, video generator. It writes scripts for reels, shorts, ads. A video generator which converts the scripts into ready to use videos. A complete media team inside one platform. Orbital is not just a tool. It's your co-founder, strategist, designer, marketer, analyst, and financial team, all working together. This is the future of building companies. This is Orbital.
And boom, this is Orbital. Okay, that was big. That was big. That was very comprehensive and touching every single place, like a great showcase of what is possible with different AI models and AI tools. Okay, that was the last one, and I'm sorry we're a little bit late with him, but please stay with us another 5 to 10 minutes as we're gonna select the one winner. I'm gonna ask super quick back Ragni, because Ragni, you work with founders a lot, and there is a lot of tools that are useful for startup founders. How do you like this one? What is your feedback?
First of all, I'd love to say he started with founders have 10 ideas and all of them are bad. And I fully agree with that. As a former founder, I think the UI is very solid, and I agree that tool fatigue is a very big problem. However, I feel like trying to replace legal and design and strategy and all of these tools will risk us in building 5 7 on 10 products instead of 1 10 on 10 product. I also feel like it is slightly hard to convince a founder to maybe drop a Figma or a Notion for a all-in-one tool. So maybe instead of positioning this as an operating system, I would position this as a 0 to 1 engine, focus entirely on idea to validation to pitch deck flow. I feel like this is where the chaos is the highest and tools are the most fragmented. Also, most AI tools give very generic tests, so a text. So I'll actually double down on that. So I'd love for the founder to actually think about that slightly differently. And if you want to pressure test your product and find that one big moat, I'm more than happy to help. Email me or write to me on LinkedIn, and let's find you your moat, because I think there's a lot.
Thank you. Gotta cut you because we're almost at time, and there's still some things prepared for our participants. Omar, your final word, a couple of words of feedback to Orbital. You said different models being used here, a lot of different use cases. How professionally you see this working as a one organism?
Yeah, this is a very cool project. The UI is super nice. It's a very ambitious project as well, and I think it can be a bit of a double-edged sword, right? So there are many features here, and it can sometimes feel a bit more as a list of having 30 different things rather than a more cohesive story. So yeah, I think there's a bit of a risk here of being the jack of all trades, master of none. So rather than trying to replace Jira or Figma, which is a very hard sell, maybe the focus here should be in a more specific workflow, so maybe idea to validation, and really triple down in a single workflow. Yeah.
Thank you. I actually kind of agree. I was impressed by all of this, but then actually, like, how about just being the best in a couple? But like as a prototype, very impressive. Judges, your final scoring, and finally, again in the same order, Abhimanyu, you go first. What's your score for Orbital?
Fantastic. No, very well built, a lot of hard work. But I think just because it's trying to do too many things, it's a 3.5 from my side.
3.5. Thank you. Kartik, how about you?
So mine would be 4.
4. Full 4. Okay. Omar?
3.5.
3.5. And Ragni?
It's a full 4 for me too.
Full 4 for you. Okay, let's take a look at the final scorecard. 3.5, 4, 3.5, 4, 15 in total. Okay, thank you very much. What a journey it was. Thank you, first of all. Thank you, judges. You're for now free to go for a moment, but please stay with us and celebrate. But thank you for your insights. Thank you for your scores. But now it's the time. It's the moment. What the journey it was, 5 these prototypes, 5 different visions for the future. There was innovation across healthcare, developer tools, design, storytelling, and beyond. Diversity of ideas, quality of execution, overwhelming sometimes, passion behind each project, outstanding. This was the best of Startup School Prompt Tutor prototype. I was very surprised positively. And while we can only crown one winner tonight, every single one of these builders should have been incredibly proud of what they've created. I also want to make one remark. We noted down Kartik's mark for AI PharmaX wrongly. He said 4.5. We wrote down 3.5. So we are adding one more point for AI PharmaX. I just got that information from the back office over here. Okay, so I hope it's all clear. We heard from judges. Now it's a time to reveal the final leaderboard. I'm excited. Let's bring it up to the screen. Whew. Let's do this. The winner of the Build the Future Showcase is Design Vault with 70 points, WonderComic and AI PharmaX on position 2, Orbital position 4, RepoMind position 13.5. So congratulations to Design Vault. This is an incredible achievement. Congratulations to the winning team. A solution that matters, built by Builder, who not only learned but also delivered something truly exceptional. And actually, I also have this information. We have the winner and the author with us. Supriya, you're there. First of all, on behalf of the whole Google for Startups team and Scalar team, huge congratulations. We built this program for people like you. I hope I can ask you a few questions, correct?
Yes, you can. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. First of all, how do you feel? How are you feeling right now?
Excited. I was a little nervous, but right now, super excited and grateful. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Fantastic. You have the crown of the best prototype in our first edition of this program. I want to ask you this. Why this prototype? Was this your personal pain point with the design, or maybe you have heard from the others about this, maybe some potential clients already? How it started?
Well, so I have 15 years of experience where initially I was working with a global airline where I was responsible for designing digital systems, so UI, UX. And then now as the founder of a quiet luxury brand where I'm actually building physical products. So every prototype is a lot of hard work because you physically create it. And coming from a sustainability background, I've always seen the material wastage that goes behind it. There is a lot of time consumption, manpower, and so many decisions that are taken even before you know if the product is going to be a success or not. So how could you have the same discipline that we have for testing digital products, like you do A/B testing, right? But at the same time, having a discipline whereby you can objectively get a feedback and not feedback which comes from your close cohort of known people. and evaluate these ideas faster so that you can scale, launch it faster, and have better iterations. That was the thought behind doing this.
Fantastic. I have two quick questions for you. I have to ask, of course, what's the next for this prototype? It is a prototype, but it's not still yet a product. Our judges made it clear that there was something great in it. Is there a future for your project? Are you feeling like, oh gosh, I have to now make it real, make it happen? What's the next?
Yes, so there is a lot of work which has already happened after the demo was created.
Awesome.
There is a different version where it's now gone to, and I have already started evaluating with founders that I know, and I find a lot of potential in getting this out. So yeah, this was the beginning of an idea to completion, and I'm loving where it is going.
Great to hear that. Last one. Do you have any tips for the people who are here with us, hundreds or even thousands of people watching? They all went through Startup School Prompt to Prototype, but you've been prompting so much. Any practical tips or maybe high-level tips about building your prototype?
Well, first thing is that you do not have to be a coder to do it. If you have an idea, you can execute it faster. And the best part is that you get instant results. So you're not waiting for a full development cycle to complete and have an analysis done. If it doesn't work, move on to the next. But let your ideas flourish from there. Second is that for me, I would like to personally say that the training was really helpful. Whenever I felt stuck, I would go back to the recordings and it would give me more fresh ideas. So continue, being associated with programs like this, because this is changing and this is changing at a faster rate. So we all have to be on top of it. So yeah, the next world belongs to new solutions and the way it moves. So we all have to be a part of it.
Thank you very much. And I absolutely love that call out to everybody. Yes, a lot of things are changing and we are here devoted to be with you to show you what's new, what's possible. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much. And once again, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. There can only be one winner, but all of our finalists will receive a very, very nice package from Google as a token of appreciation and being in the top 5. So check your mailboxes very soon. You're going to get something really nice from us. As we close out tonight, I want to take a moment, just a quick moment, to reflect what we have celebrated here. This program was possible thanks to the incredible community of learners, builders, our judges, partners, collaborators, and to every learner who showed up and completed modules and built something new. I want to say huge, huge thank you. You are the reason that this program exists. To our judges, Ragni, Kartik, Omar, Abhimanyu, thank you for your time, for your expertise, waking up super early, your commitment to celebrating the builders. To our partners, MIT Startup Hub, TPIT India, AI Impact Samming, and NASCOM, thanks for supporting this ecosystem and making programs like this possible. And everyone, for you that watched us tonight, thank you for being part of this journey. If you have signed up for this edition of Startup School, you're going to be the first one to know when we launch our next cohort, because yes, we will be launching more cohorts in 2026. If you are around Hyderabad, make sure to pay a visit to our Google for Startups Hub that we opened just in December. We have something exciting coming up. We are going to run Gemini sprints in March, so kind of a hackathon, and more details will be shared soon. Please follow us on on LinkedIn via this QR code. This is the best way to hear about all the new opportunities from Google for Startups. This is just the beginning. I was super proud to lead the team, and a huge thank you to my team that made it happen. Prompt to Prototype. Keep building, keep learning, keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Thanks again for joining us tonight. This has been the Build the Future Showcase. We can't wait to see what you're going to build next. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.